What's going on, good people? What is going on? Y'all know. Ain't no need in even trying to get to the introductions, but we do that anyway. Y'all know. It's Wind Down Wednesday. It is
Yes.
Wind Down Wednesday, and we back in front of you again. One more time, to all the deacons, missionaries, saints, and friends.
And friends.
We are back. So we are back here to talk to y'all about it. It's been a wonderful time. It's hot as all get out there. But y'all know who I
Woo!
am. I'm Sandy, and I'm sitting here with my sister.
Hey, it's your girl Chanice. It's Wind Down Wednesday. We're in the middle of the week. We almost there. And yeah, I'm excited. It's hot, but it's beautiful. So how your week been?
Girl, let me tell you something. Let's see. The day Wednesday. Yesterday was Tuesday. Girl, it's been beautiful. It has been wonderful in spite of the bad weather that we had the other day. I'm still praying for those that don't have electricity, you know, with hopes that they'll get it soon. All of it, whomever it's affecting, because it affected some of my dearest and closest friends. So I'm praying that everybody get their electricity back on. But other than that, in spite of the weather, I'm good. Life is good. You know how I said life is good. God is good. It is all good. I can't
Yes.
complain. I'm not complaining. It's been a wonderful, wonderful week. I have had the opportunity to talk to a whole lot of people this week. For some reason, I always believe in if they're on your mind, you need to go ahead on and reach out. As the song says, reach out and touch. So, somebody
Somebody saying.
Somebody's saying, make it a better place if you can. So you know how we do it. It's that time. It's that time. It's Wind Down Wednesday for us. Y'all know who I am. I'm sitting here. I'm Sandy, but the week has been good. In the meantime, between time, sis, how has your week been?
Oh, my week has been wonderful. I actually just got back in home 5 a.m. uh yesterday morning. So coming back from Atlanta. So that was so much fun. I did a training up there. So I'm offering more services. So I'm excited. It's a great week. It's been nice out. I heard about the storm. I wasn't here for it. So like you said, I hope that all of those who are having troubles, I hope that it turns around quickly for you. So
Yes, yes. What's
yeah.
going on, Kelly Prather? Thanks for
Yes.
tuning
Thanks for
in.
tuning in, Kelly.
Thanks
I
for
like that
watching.
picture.
Say what? I do. I
I
love that
like that.
picture. You say ain't that's
Yeah.
beautiful, honey. That picture, your picture is beautiful, Kelly Prather. That's a beautiful photo.
Yes.
So kudos to whoever took that picture for you. Tell them that Tuck Radio said kudos to the
Yeah.
photo.
We like that.
We like that. You looking fabulous. As always, though, as always, you're always looking fabulous. So let's get down to the nitty gritty. But I'm glad that you had a wonderful week. And I saw that. I'm glad things are moving up and moving forward. You know how it is. You got to work
Yeah,
at it and you got to work hard to get it. You got to do whatever you got to do, in order to make it happen. So,
for sure.
anywho,
Oh,
congratulations.
thank you. Thank you. Yes.
You are so welcome. So let's just go on and get down to the nitty gritty. Let's talk about it. We know, for us, it's different, but when it comes to men, Father's Day is
Yeah.
I don't know. It's like, they say the restaurants are overly crowded when it's Mother's Day, and why is
Right.
it that it's not that many individuals, it doesn't appear sometimes that it's that important to a lot of
Right.
people that Father's Day is
Right.
here. It's almost like some people treat Father's Day as just an old regular another day, compared to Mother's Day. Mother's Day is like, oh, we better do something for our mama, because if we don't, we're gonna get the wrath. But it's just different when it comes
Right.
to fathers. It appears to be different when it comes to fathers. Why you think that is? Before, because we might have a couple of people to chime in and out on this thing, to click in and click out and explain to us what's important to them about Father's Day. So with that being said, what you think about that?
I think we're it's just so funny how things can be, I feel like in every aspect men and women are always treated differently, which is crazy to me. And it has its good moments and it has its not so great moments. I feel like a lot of men have been negatively portrayed. And so they're not getting the attention and the same love as as a mother would, because it's always the deadbeat
Right,
dad thing,
right,
or it was women that was saying, hey, for Father's Day, I'm their father. It's all these different dynamics, but I just feel like it does take two people to make a child, and so therefore, Mother's Day, moms should celebrate, and Father's Day, fathers should be celebrated at the same extent.
Yep.
There are a lot of fathers out there that aren't deadbeats, that are really doing what they need to, and the light isn't really shined on them a lot. So I'm hoping that as time goes on, that changes, and more dads who are doing what they need to for their children step up and stand out and make it a big deal so that others can catch on and catch that.
I mean, but what makes, I mean, what's the definition of a deadbeat? And because my thing is, when we say, there's a, because we don't call nobody deadbeats. We hear that. We hear that
Right.
deadbeat dad. But what makes them a deadbeat dad? Is it because they don't have the opportunity to see their child, or they're not allowed to see their child, or they're not allowed to do what they want to do for their child because the mother is blocking them? So if they're being blocked and they can't do what they need to do, then she gonna say, "Oh, he a deadbeat dad." But he's trying to. He tried. He wants to be able to do this, but then you're blocking him from doing that. If he don't have the money to support the children, I get it. A lot of people say, "Well, you shouldn't have got him here. You shouldn't have had him if you can't afford to pay for him or whatever, take care of him." But that's not always the case.
Right, and true, and so and what you saying, that it's a lot of moms that are deadbeat, but you hardly ever rarely hear deadbeat mom. That terminology has a stigma that's connected to it, and it's always about dads. And so when Father's Day come around, there's so many women that I know, I'm sure that you know or have heard of, that are like, hey, yeah, I'm the mother, but I've been the mother and the father. And that,
Right.
it's always, every year, it's always this battle or this debate on men having their time and them being celebrated. And I just disagree with that. I just feel that it's not fair. No, not everyone's perfect. Not all dads are there doing what they need to, but not all moms are there doing what they need to either. And
Exactly.
so it's a double-sided sword to me. And it's unfair, that there are men out here who are doing what they need to, but they get, you don't see that, you know, you don't see what they're doing. You don't see how they're working hard, how they're doing for their kid, but they're labeled deadbeat because either mom's upset, mom's pissed off, she don't want to deal with him because he don't want to be with her anymore.
Yep. Yep.
A lot of different things. So she'll throw a label on him, and then everybody will jump on the bandwagon. So that's basically what it's been, for a lot of generations
It
and for a
has,
lot of families.
and it is. That's the unfortunate piece because we look at, well, I see it as your environment, your surroundings. It's like, how did you grow up? How did you see your mother react or interact with, your dad or whatever the case may be? And, it's like, how did she treat him? So are you treating the father of your child the same way you saw your mother treat? And so it's almost like it's which is I think, another generational curse, because generations and generations and generations have seen so many things, and we've seen how women have mistreated women. I mean, women have mistreated men or the father of their children for many, many years, and it's just a repeated cycle. So, which makes them, if they're not doing what they should be doing or doing what John Smith is doing over here for Mary Smith, then he'll deadbeat dad. But we can go on and on and on. But and another issue, is that, can a mother actually take ownership of Father's Day?
No, and I hate it. I absolutely hate it. I think it's super unfair. Yeah, there are a lot of dads out there that are not doing what they're supposed to. There are a lot of moms out there that are not doing what they're supposed to. But because a lot of women are in their feelings that the man don't want to be with them anymore, or the man has moved on, or he's remarried, or he has a girlfriend, or he's talking to someone else, that has become an issue, and that has become a battle where they've used the child as a pawn,
Right.
and that upsets me. And to say that your dad ain't been here, I'm your mom and your dad, like there's no way, because a mom cannot teach um a man and a young woman
Yep.
what's needed, what they need from their dad. Now there are a lot of things that us as women, we're strong, can teach our children, but there are some things, some characteristics that they get from their dad, that they get from a man, that they get from that seed that a woman
Exactly.
cannot give by herself.
Exactly.
And so that you cannot, you can't, you know, there's no negotiating with that. It is what it is. If that's the case, a bunch of women can have a baby and need no sperm, you know,
Right.
but that's not the case. And so
Right.
therefore he is needed in their lives like mom is needed in their
Yeah.
lives.
It's not a trade. It's not like you can trade it off. You know, it's not like a trade off where a man can, because men don't really know how to comb hair. You know, it's almost most, a lot of them don't know how to comb hair. So how can you, if you don't know how to comb hair, how you gonna teach your daughter how to comb hair? You know, as a female, if you can't throw a football, how you gonna teach your son how to throw a football? You know, or go fishing, or you know, it's a lot of things that you cannot, as a male can't teach a woman, and a female can't teach a man or a young boy or whatever.
Right.
So it's like you can't trade it, you know, and it's not a tick for tack. You know, some
Mm-mm.
men don't know how to cook. So how are you going to teach your daughter how to cook now, what with hopes that you may be teaching them how to treat that person that they may be dating, or that they ended up being married to, or you know, ended up having children. Hopefully and prayerfully, you know, that is what you can teach them, you know. But I'm telling you, all these things that these women go through, men can't teach a woman a whole lot of things, because he might not know what to say when the little girl come on her menstrual cycle. He don't know what to say, you know. So
Right.
I agree with
And
you.
so
You know,
yeah.
it's like it's just too much of that. You know, that's a big debate. You know, we used to joke with our mother all the time, you know, and tell her Happy Mother's Day, and Happy Father's Day, and she'd be like, you know, don't be telling me Happy Father's Day because I'm not a father, you know. So it's like, oh girl, you the mama and the daddy, but you know, it was a joke with her. So that's the fun part in it. But we know better.
Yeah.
When you get older,
Yeah.
you're supposed to do
Yeah.
better. You're supposed to know better.
But the next generation have taken that literally, and they ran with it, and they ran it into the ground. And I just feel it's super disrespectful, for a woman to say it's Father's Day, it's my day, your daddy ain't never been there, whatever the case may be, whether he's in prison, whether you know, whether he's killed, whatever decision has happened that he's made in his life, that he has
Right.
not been able to be there for his kid. That's a choice. That's something that he will have to explain, and hopefully will be able to one day, his child. But to take on, and say that I'm your dad and I'm your mom, like that's, to me, that's selfish and that's not realistic.
Right.
And we talk about a lot of the surface stuff, like, you know, obviously both parents can teach, different traits to each kid. Hey AJ, thanks
Hey
for tuning
AJ,
in.
what's up?
But as far as characters and morals. Like, for example, you know, a black man talking to his son about being pulled over by police. Like, and a mother can talk about that as well, but it won't be in the same aspect as a father, because a male getting pulled over black is different from us getting pulled over black. I mean, it's the same, but it's really not. You know what I
Absolutely.
mean? Like, if I get pulled over black, it's a possibility that something negative can happen, but with men the possibility is higher. And
Yeah.
so to say, as a mom, I can have this conversation with my son in the same capacity as his father is wrong. That's not the
Yeah.
case. And that's just one of many examples that I want to go deeper with instead of just surface, because I could teach him how to cook, the dad could teach them how to cook, or her to how to cook. Same thing with a woman, like you said, their menstrual, or you know, the way they feel or how they're supposed to be treated. That's supposed to come from a father. A
Yeah.
mother can't show her daughter that. A man, her father has to, and that's why there's a lot of women running around with daddy issues, daddy problems, daddy commitments, things of this sort, because they've never had the example, to have that father to show them, for either he chose not to, or he wasn't around, or
Right.
the mother took the opportunity. There's a lot of reasons why, but those are some small examples that are a little bit deeper on how you can't take the credit from where it's due. If it's Father's Day and if it's the time for dads to be celebrated, celebrate that man if he's doing what he needs to. If he's not, celebrate the man that he is. Whether
Absolutely.
it's a cousin, a brother, a uncle, whoever. But don't try to take it on yourself as, oh, I'm a father and I'm a mother, because that's not realistic.
It's not. And the thing is, the unfortunate piece is, like you said earlier, that has become the norm for a lot of our younger generations. It's like they're having these babies and they feel like they're the mother and the father. They feel like they're trying to do the same thing, but it's totally impossible that you can't be the daddy to that baby. And that's the unfortunate piece, because who's that child gonna call when they need a man's advice? What man, that you have that's a positive influence in that child's life. Because they might be able to go to Uncle Jim and talk to Uncle Jim, but there's nothing, trust me when I tell you, because I'm a living example, there is nothing more important than when a woman or man, boy or girl, pick up that phone and say, hey, daddy, when you're trying to get advice from your father, there is a feeling for, I don't care who you are. There is a phenomenal and a wonderful feeling when you can pick up the phone and say, hey, dad, what you think about this? Hey, dad, what you think about that? Or you in a house and something break down and, hey, dad,
right.
It's like, you can't say, hey, mom, will you come fix this? Or, hey, mom, you can, but she might not have the right
the knowledge or the,
to get
that's
it
not
done.
her. Yes, because we're, you got children, I got children, and so we know that there's different things that they get from each of us. There's something that my daughters get from me as their mother, and there's definitely something they get from their dad as their father that I can't provide, and there's things that they get from me that he can't provide. And so, for people for women to say, hey, I'm the mom and the dad, and it's just not possible. It's disrespectful to me, and I absolutely hate it. So if you're a dad out there and you're doing what you need to, or you trying to do what you need to, and you being blocked, don't give up that thought of, doing the best you can for your kid. You're not a deadbeat. You trying to do your best. And one day it will be a time where you will be able to talk to your child and tell them, what it is that you've done or what you've tried to do, how you were blocked, etc. That time will come. So, I mean, for Father's Day, all the fathers out there, whether you're bad or not, that's not for me to judge. That's for God to judge. So
and
if you got a relationship with your kid, do what you got to. Yes, do what you got to. All these dads out here, whether you're biological, adopted, whatever, uncle, a cousin, happy Father's Day to you guys, and thank you for all of this that you are doing or trying to do. Yes,
kudos from us, because at the end, and then this is what I don't like too, because at the end of the day, whether you're their stepdad or real dad, biological dad, adopted dad, or whatever, if you are in their life making a difference, that's important. That's extremely important. And when a child, and I've heard many children tell a stepdad or a foster dad, or you ain't my daddy, but he's taking on that role as being your father. Why in the world, and where did that come from for that child to even, where did they even get that from? If they've been taking care of them all their lives, at the end of the day, you step in and say, oh, you ain't my daddy. How do you think that's going to make him feel when he is absolutely positively doing the best he can as the father, the only man, the only father in your life that stepped up to the plate to take ownership where somebody else absolutely positively didn't do it? So it's Father's Day is big, it's huge. I commend those that have that are fathers. The unfortunate piece, there are some that are going through the court systems, where they can't see their child, or the mother is giving them a headache about seeing the child or whatever. I mean, it's not the time, because it's so much going on in today's society. Why would you, especially with our young Black men, why would you not allow his father to be some kind of influence in his life, his or her life? It's that I just don't understand that. So kudos to all the great fathers out there. And it is Father's Day week. It's Father's Day weekend. Let's talk about it. We got some people that's going to call us or chime in a minute and tell us the importance, their importance of being a father and what it means to them. So as soon as they click in, I'm gonna click them on. They're gonna talk about it, and we're gonna move on to the next one. So I mean, there is so much because I know, like I said, I'm a living witness. I'm a living witness that the unfortunate piece and the fortunate piece that I did have male figures in my life, but my father wasn't there. He didn't raise me. He didn't bring me up. He didn't teach me nothing. So what I learned and what I was taught, I got it from my stepdad, and I got it from my brothers. So what to see and how to see it and what I'm supposed to expect from a man, then I had those positive influences in front of me. And for that, I'm grateful, for all my brothers, and my stepdad, God rest his soul. I am grateful for all of that because I couldn't have asked for better role models, even at a young age, I can remember my granddad. So kudos to everybody that helped me, be the person that I am today and help my mother with me. Cause honey, it ain't like I was, woo, baby, I was a handful coming up, hyper energetic, bouncing all over the place, So wasn't bad kid, but just doing a whole lot of mischievous things and, guidance and love and support from somebody else that was not my father was greatly appreciated, and it gave me a different outlook on life, so here I am to this day.
For sure.
Doing what I do.
Bouncing through life.
Yes, I am bouncing through life, bouncing and behaving because, I be on my best behavior. So I'm bouncing and behaving through life, in a good way. So kudos to everybody. There is no way that a woman, I repeat, there is no way that a woman can step in the shoes of being a man and take credit for Father's Day. Here we go. Here we go. What up, though, buddy?
Hey.
Get yourself together.
What's going on?
Not much, man. Not
Thanks
much.
for tuning in.
My Father's Day. Welcome. Thank you for tuning in to Wind Down Wednesday. Listen, get yourself together, son. Get yourself together. Click back on. We need to see that beautiful face of yours because I know you can hear, or you in a bad spot.
Bad area.
Yeah, see, a bad area.
Click back in. Click back in. Yes.
Back in. He got to get himself together. He got to look, got to look the part so he can talk about this. So, being a positive influence on your kids is wonderful. So we're making sure that we want everybody to know, be what you can be when you can be it. What up, buddy?
What's going on?
Chilling like a villain. Thanks for tuning in. It's Father's Day weekend. In case you didn't know, I need you to tell the people a little bit about who you are, and then I'm gonna ask you the question. Who are you?
My name is Derry. I mean, what else you want to know?
Okay, Derry, that's good enough. I take it, Derry. It's Father's Day week, and
I didn't realize that until you told me today.
See, that's a darn shame. How can you forget Father's Day?
A lot of fathers are not celebrated on Father's Day.
And why do you think that is?
Excuse me?
Why do you think that is? Why does that happen?
I don't know. Maybe it's because you don't have a lot of fathers out there that are influences on their fatherhood with their kids.
Good one. Good one. So what's your take on Father's Day? How does Father's Day make you feel? What does it mean to you?
It's a celebration. It's a celebration of fatherhood. It's supposed to be a celebration of fatherhood. And all the fathers in our society. That's what it's supposed to be. So what it means to me is just another day.
So you don't feel like it's important so do you want to be recognized though? Do you want to be recognized as a father, as a good father or whatever? You don't want to be recognized. Why you don't want to be recognized?
Not on that day. I mean, recognize me every day, not just on one day.
All right now.
So one day doesn't matter to you. So you think men should be recognized 365.
365, absolutely. Especially good fathers.
Good father. What makes a good father?
Someone who is an influence on their kids for good behavior for a lifetime.
Not just temporarily.
Not just temporarily. And someone that's in their life for a lifetime.
present in their lives for a lifetime. Hey, Linda, what's going on? Thanks for
Thanks
tuning
for
in.
tuning in, Linda.
We're talking about Father's Day. We got my dear friend here named Derry. He's telling us what he thinks and what he feels about Father's Day. He said 365, just like women. So do you think a woman can fill the shoes of an absentee dad?
I think a great woman could in a lot of ways, but there's some ways they can't.
Okay.
Talk to us about that.
As far as teaching them manhood, they can't fill those shoes. As far as teaching them the value of life, of them being a man, they can.
Linda said no. Linda disagreed with you on that one.
I think it's 50-50. It depends. They can't ever fill the full shoes of a great father, that's there every day, that's there emotionally, financially, physically, in their lives, whether it's they're divorced or whether it's shared parenting or whether in household married. They're great fathers, everybody that's doing that in those ways. But there are some strong women out there that can not fulfill the full shoes of a man, but they can absolutely put the hammer smack down when it comes down to raising kids as a figure of speech of being a father figure.
So, I mean, you pretty much know how I grew up. You pretty much know my childhood. You pretty much know who raised me. So, with that being said, do you think she was a father figure, not just to me, but to all of us?
She was a strong woman, and yes, she was, because a lot of the fathers were not nowhere to be found in your situation. So
exactly, which is unfortunate. Now she
but
did.
it took a village, just like it took a village. A village of women can do it without fathers around. That's my piece. Now, what is
But
her?
so when you say that, let me ask you this. So are you in agreement with women stating I'm the mother and I'm the father?
No.
Why is that? Give me a little bit of detail on why you say no.
I mean, I'm in agreement with women saying they're the mother, that if they don't have fathers around, hey, they can't be both. They're the mother. I just don't think they can be both, but can they exemplify some fatherhood examples to their kids? Absolutely. But they definitely can't be both. A man needs to be there. A man needs to be there. The man's presence,
Sure.
the male presence needs to be somewhere around.
For sure.
Linda said 50-50. Linda said you're absolutely right. It's a 50-50 thing. You can't be, a woman can't be wholeheartedly play the role of a man. I don't know how. You know, my mama did pretty darn good, but you know, there's some missing links and some missing pieces. And at the age of 57, there are still some missing links and pieces because my dad wasn't there. My dad didn't raise me. My dad didn't show me how to do this. My dad didn't show me how to do that. So there are some missing pieces, and I get that. But she did the best that she could to raise us accordingly, you know. And like I said earlier, with the help of my brothers, you know, my thing is too is that with you, who was the most influential male in your life?
My uncles. Because my father wasn't always there. He's there now more than he's ever been in my life, and I'm 45 years old. So I would definitely say my uncles.
So you had a
few of them. A few of them. I took after some of them.
Right, you're gonna be getting a phone call later, like, hold on now, wait a minute.
A few of them. There were some. I didn't want to do what they did. Still don't have the desire, but yeah, there are uncles and my older cousins of my uncles. So
you had a few good male role models in your life. At the age of 45, now that was growing up. Who is the most influential currently? Do you have one or do you not have any?
As far as my fatherhood,
Yes.
well, currently is my father, my real father. He has
That's dope.
he has come on strong here the last few years, and he's been great. And I don't hold anything against him for what he's done in my early years.
And you shouldn't.
That's dope.
Absolutely not. What's
That
done in
is
the past is done in the past.
That's dope. That's
Yeah,
real
it
talk
is.
right there. That's real talk.
Yeah.
You know, and that's understanding and accepting. You know, nobody's perfect.
Right.
You know,
Absolutely.
everybody has flaws, and we all fall short every day because that's what the word says. You know, which is why we need to ask for forgiveness, which I'm sure he has with you, which is why the relationship with you that you all have now is much better.
Absolutely.
You got to own up. You got to take ownership to your, you know, not being there, you know, not being the father that you should have been and that you could have been and that you wanted to do or wanted to be. But sometimes people let self get in the way, and they let other things get in the way, and they let other people get in the way from doing what they should be doing for their child. So with that being said, my brother, we definitely appreciate your input because
Yes.
you know, you gave us a little bit of something to think about, you know, although it is a 50-50 thing. And, you know, kudos to your mom and your grandmama for doing the best that
Absolutely.
they can. And all your aunties
All my
helping you and your cousins, you know, helping you be the man that you are today. Because had it not been for some influences from that female side, you know, you probably wouldn't be the man you are today. And I must say, you know, thank the Lord for your grandma because she knew how to throw a football, a basketball, and swing a bat and all that other stuff. So, you
and a
know,
switch. And a switch.
get that.
That's old school for sure.
But that is definitely old school. But before you get off and go and do what you got to do because you're playing the father role right now. And wait a minute, we got somebody else that we about to add to this conversation. Let's see before you get off, because I'm gonna need y'all to say hello to each other. I need you to get yourself together, David. I need you to get yourself together. Get yourself together, son. What in the world? Who is this on here now? What's going on?
Hey, Auntie.
Hey.
Hey,
How
what's
y'all doing? How y'all
happening?
doing?
All right. Thanks for tuning in.
Look at that. See what I'm saying?
Whoa.
Look at that.
Yeah.
We got 2 out of 3 today.
All
Got
right.
2 out of 3. You
2
got
out
to,
of 3.
you really playing that role. Hey, Jared Pico said, "What's up?" Castellana Lane Williams said, "What's up?"
What's
What's up?
happening?
What's up?
So, who is this we got in the picture now? Who? Tell us. Who are
This
you?
my youngest, Kyrie. Say hi.
Hi.
Say hi.
Hi.
This is my oldest son, Caleb. Say hi.
Hi.
Hi,
Hi.
Caleb. So, David, because that's
Yeah.
your name. Because in case he didn't tell you his name.
I'm Caleb a Savior.
You
All
doing
right.
what?
I'm Caleb baby daddy.
Yes, you are. Okay.
Okay.
Listen.
Listen at talk a lot, Caleb. So, David, since you were showing us your
And
beautiful
this is my daddy.
two, because you're
Mhm.
missing two.
Mhm.
What does Father's Day mean to you? What is it about Father's Day, and what does it mean to you?
For me, growing up, having my father around and having him show me everything and stuff like that, it's just really, to me, it's celebrating him and all the other men in my life that, Caleb. I thought this was gonna work. Apparently not.
That's all right.
Go
You
with
tried.
that
You
real
tried.
quick. You can come back later.
You tried.
You too. Go with that. But just showing appreciation to all the men in my life that have shown me way better ways to be a father and to be an adult and to thrive in life and be the best man that I can be. That's from older cousins to sometimes younger cousins that know way better than I do.
So, is Father's Day important to you, or do you feel it's just another freaking day?
I just answered this question the other day with my wife. She asked me what I wanted to do for Father's Day, and I was like, "It's just another day."
So hold on, I got somebody else. I need you to get ready, my brother, and get that phone still down there because I'm gonna have to bring you in a minute. So why is it that you all feel that way? Who is that we got on the other Chuck?
All
That's the
right.
Wind Down Wednesday. It's just like a
Yeah.
family affair up in this piece. It's like a family affair. So why is it? Because David, you felt that way, and Derry feels the same way. To you all, it's just another day, And then, of course, Derry said, as we say as women, being a mother is 365, 24/7.
Mm-hmm.
But let me be honest with that, what Derry said. Being a female, being a mom, oh yeah, that's 365, 24/7. I'm not gonna say that wholeheartedly when it comes to a man. I'm just me. I'm sorry. The only reason why is because I feel we definitely put in a whole lot of more time and hours being there with our children than you all do. Not knocking it, because I love y'all and you're the best fathers that I know to your children. I'm gonna say that right now in
But
front of
there's
the
some
world.
things that contribute to that with fathers. I mean, most of us are breadwinners. Most of us are away from the house more than
Mm-hmm.
the females. And then there are other situations, as if you would say, look, sometimes the system prohibits us from not being there as much as we want to.
I
That's
agree.
true.
I agree because
True.
even when I was younger and we were going on vacations and stuff, I'll always be like, "Well, we're going on vacation with mom, and dad's not going." But now the process of, well, dad was working, so we can go on vacation, and that's how I am now. I'm like, man, I feel like I want to be more present, but I need to work so they can have the things they need to have. But the presence of my mom being there to me was 24/7, 365. My dad, he was working, which made sense because without him working, where would we be? There
So
would
what's
be
your thought?
no going away.
So what's your thought process on women saying that they're the man and the woman?
So having my grandma Ma, that to me was a prime example of she was husband, wife, father, mother, disciplinarian. She also whip you with the switch, but then rub you down after she whip you with the switch. so sometimes, yes, sometimes you don't have that father figure, and somebody got to step up. And if it's the mom, it's the mom.
So, Mike, welcome to the crew, my friend.
Yes.
Welcome to the crew. Thanks
It's
for tuning in.
about time.
Thanks for tuning in. So, we are here talking about Father's Day, the importance of being a father. What does being a father mean to you? We just heard David say it. In case y'all didn't know, let me let y'all know right now what's going on. The one you see in the purple shirt is my nephew. The one you see down with his arms folded, that's my nephew. The other one that you see with the glasses on, with the gray or black shirt on, that is one of my brothers. So I couldn't have chosen and picked some. I mean, I had great people to choose from, and they all said yeah at the last minute because I'm kind of last minute person. Last week, but I didn't. But thank you guys for tuning in. Mike, with you being the man that you are today, what is important about Father's Day and what does it mean to you?
Okay, I came on in on the last portion of that conversation. It's just another day. True, it's just another day. However, it's a day for us to be recognized. We who are fathers to be recognized that first of all, any man can be a dad, but it takes a real man to be a father. Number one. Number two, what it really means to me is give me an opportunity to see the fruits of my labor, if you will, my lineage, to see them become productive citizens of our society, and then to see them go on and become the professional and the husbands and the fathers that they are. So the lineage carries on, but not does it just carry on, but you pass those little nuggets that you learn from, well, mother and my 4 brothers, that from my grandfather, the little 8 years I spent with him, to my children and my boys and my nephews. So it's an opportunity to impart into your family members, if you will, or whomever, what you've learned, and hopefully they take that to heart and become men among men. Okay,
So
if
that's
that
what it
makes
means.
sense.
Yeah, it makes sense. My thing is I really don't like asking you questions because you try to get all deep and go deep and then
all the time.
I know,
All the
right?
time.
You gotta let them be great.
All
I'm
the
just saying, that's me.
right now.
What, you want me to be somebody else?
The simplest question turned into a 30-minute conversation.
Well, I'm
Exactly.
gonna ask him a question. I'm gonna ask him a question then. So, what do you think about the terminology of women stating that they are the father and the mother? What's your thought process on that?
Women can. I cannot. I'm not against it because my mother raised 5 boys to be men by herself. So it can be done. However, a woman cannot take the place of a man or of a father. Fathers can only be fathers to the boys. Mothers can teach them certain things. There's a lot of things that men actually have to teach their boys themselves, for the boys to really understand. It's just a connection that we have with our boys, almost the same as you have with your girls. There's certain things we can't teach your girls because we don't know everything about you and your body. You understand? But when it comes to our boys, that's something that we need to stand in the gap and do ourselves, and to be real men. That's just me.
Can I ask you a question?
Who?
I forgot her name. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
sure,
Shanice.
sure. Shanice, yes.
What do you think about men that are single parents of females or girls that say they feel the gap for the mothers that are not in their lives?
You said what do I think about? I'm sorry.
Try
Repeat
twist
that.
Vice
twist
versa.
that question around, and what do you
Vice
think about
versa.
men calling themselves the mother and the father if they're the single parent of the kids?
Or Mr.
I
Mom?
just, I think that that both parties can impart something, but to take on and say that I am like I'm both. I just think that that's not realistic. I feel that both the man and the woman can both teach their children something, but there's something that they get from mom, and there's definitely something that they get from dad. Mom can't give them everything, and dad can't give them everything.
I know that's a
And
fact
so
because I don't know
that
why.
balance, you have to
I
have
don't know
that
where I
balance.
would be without my wife and my daughter. I would just be so lost and confused and just. I do 100% honest. I wouldn't. The things that she can teach her, I'm definitely not going to be able to teach her.
Like
I just think I'm really passionate about men definitely have fathers having their time in their day. There's so many women that I've been around or I've heard say that they are both, and I just think that's unfair to cut the father out. Like I said, there's a lot of fathers that are there, but there are some that aren't. But there's other men that step into the gap, and so to take on and say like I'm both, I just think that that's not really possible. You can impart some things, but you can't be a man. A woman cannot be a man. A man cannot be a woman.
and I agree with that, but I also agree, like we said earlier, there are some things that can be taught. And you just said that, how do you all answer me this question? How is it that if you got to take care of your daughter, female, and she's a little girl, and she start having stomach pains, and she start having, and you have no clue, how you going to teach her to use a tampon or a Kotex?
Call my mama.
We do have YouTube, right? YouTube and stuff like that.
You can definitely Google a lot of stuff.
And that's right, mother and day fathers, because if you're in that situation, you guys have gave a prime example, like you got resources to reach out to say, hey, I don't know, but I can find out. You know what I mean? But that's still not you as a man trying to be I'm a dad and I'm a mom. You see what I mean? And so that just rubs me. I just absolutely hate it because I'm like, give dads and give fathers the same respect that we do moms on Mother's Day.
We should. But the unfortunate thing is men, good or bad, they don't get that respect from baby mamas or ex-wives or mother their children, whatever you want to call them, they don't get that respect, especially if they're really trying hard. And it's so unfortunate because they have so much hatred or dislike towards that man that they're not giving them the respect that they need, and knowing that that man is trying as hard as he possibly can to do the best that he can for his children. You know,
I also think it's how we're raised. We're raised on a man is supposed to be the stronghold. The man is supposed to bring in the money. The man is supposed to do all these things. So when he does it, it's just, well, that's what a man's supposed to do. It's not a. You're not going above and beyond. You're doing what you're supposed to do.
Just
So
a
why am I
basic.
celebrating something that you're supposed to be doing anyway?
so it's expected.
It's expected. Exactly.
So why expect you to think any other day is just Father's Day is better than the day before? Because it's expected that you, David, learn from your father and those that are around you to be a great dad, you know, to be a
Mhm.
great husband. So why celebrate it? Because it's already expected.
That's just the world we live in. I think when you think of a father, you think of this, well, this is what you're supposed to do. So I'm celebrating you doing what you're supposed to do. I think some people don't think if just the bare minimum, which is still hard, to have to get up and go to work, have to work extra shifts, have to, you know, do all these extra things that they don't see as extra. They just see as, oh, well, you have to do that because that's what we need. That it falls upon, well, like I said, that's what you're supposed to do. If your family is down, you're supposed to work more hours and put yourself, depending on what you do, at risk, so you can, you know, provide for your family. Is it right? No, but that's the mindset of a lot of people.
As you said, Shanice, earlier, it's the modern day of, you know, it's the modern day fathers these days. You know, it's not like it used to be back in the old days. It's just not that way anymore. You know, the things that we expect are not the things that are happening. You know, the things that I expect to take place are the things that are not happening. But it's unfortunate. It's because of unfortunate. It's because of the mothers that some of you all have in your lives. You know, everybody baby mama ain't a good baby mama. I'm just gonna put it out there. I mean, unfortunately, we aren't. You know, we don't operate in the way that we should be, because at the end of the day, as parents, we should think what is best for our child. You know, we should be thinking what is the best interest of our child. So at the end of the day, we got to come together and we have to say, what is the best interest for our children or our child? Somebody got to come to an agreement and be the bigger person sometimes. But then again, sometimes you all are getting the bad end of the stick, which is so unfortunate. So,
which is the majority of the time, because I mean that's what the terminology deadbeat be dad comes in. It's like I said earlier, like you never hear people say, you know, deadbeat mom. It's just a regular normal stigma that a lot of men have been given, and a lot of them didn't deserve, you know, that terminology or that label.
Right. Hey, Tracy, what's going on? Thanks for tuning in. We're sitting here with some men talking about Father's Day.
Yes.
And with that, what you just said, I'm going to ask you all a question. Me and Shanice talked about this earlier. What's your definition of a deadbeat dad? Or do you have a definition of a deadbeat?
A sperm donor.
Here we go.
Point blank simple, a sperm donor.
So
that's it. That's a deadbeat dad. It's a sperm donor. I don't know what else you can call it.
Well, you know, you can go buy sperm from the sperm bank. Does that
For sure?
Does that make him a deadbeat dad? Because you can go buy it from the because there are some women that just want to have a baby.
That's what they sign up for. They don't sign up for dad.
Well, let me rephrase my answer then. How about a sperm donor who did the physical thing with the woman who did not stay there to take care of his child? How about that?
Well, Tracy said she had one. And she says a deadbeat dad, her thought process of a deadbeat dad is someone that's absent from the child's life, which she considers as a deadbeat dad, because you can lay down and have a baby with a man, but if you're not there to do whatever needs to be done, I'm going with Tracy. your absent dad, which can be considered as a deadbeat dad?
Sperm donor.
You keep saying sperm bank. Women go to the
That's
sperm bank.
that's
Women-
that's his thing.
I'm dying off. I mean, I get what he's saying, but I'm laughing because there are women who sign up for, just that. And so they can't call their child's father a deadbeat because they chose to have just the child. They didn't want any
It's-
parts of the
but I
stuff that
think
comes with it. Now, there are
It's
women
different.
who actually
It's different
need
when there's an
them.
agreement, though. It's different. There's
Exactly.
agreement. This is what I want,
Exactly.
and then
I don't
not me selling you a dream on this is us gonna be together with this baby. Then the baby
Exactly.
get here, and then I need to go get some cigarettes.
You go.
Right.
Don't never come back. 21 years later, you come back.
Right.
So-
And Tracy,
Or you don't find out who your daddy is until you're 21.
Hey,
yeah.
Hello?
And Tracy,
You don't talk to him until you're 24. But Tracy said,
my dad would come
town.
in and out of town,
yeah,
and she
and
would hear about it.
they would just hear about it. She'd never see him. They just hear about it. Here he comes and he goes. I guess that's what you consider an absent dad. We ain't gonna call him a deadbeat. I'm gonna go with Tracy on that. We just gonna say absent dad.
I would go for deadbeat. I would go for a dad that's present but does not contribute
Yeah, that's true.
to the child.
That's true too.
So the baby sees me. The baby knows I'm there, but I'm not buying clothes. I'm not buying no diapers. I'm not giving you no formula. I'm not giving you anything at all. I just want the baby to know that I'm here, so you can't talk bad about me.
So my question
That's
is,
definitely, I love that definition. That's definitely a deadbeat.
that is definitely considered a deadbeat. But if you're present and you can't provide, what happens if you can't provide those things? So you're only there because your presence is making a difference in that child's life with you being around. That's probably for that kid could be more important than the physical, than the financial piece,
True.
the material stuff. Being present and being there and teaching them and telling them and showing them that you love them could be more important than those things that you name. So now, if that's the case, would you still consider that to be a deadbeat dad?
I think that's still, once again, another conversation. Hey, I can't give you anything, but I can be present. If that's an understanding that you both have, you're good. If it's a one-sided, you were doing this and you make money and you can help me and you decided not to help me, deadbeat. If all I can give you is my presence and me to play catch and play basketball and do that, that's different. Hey, this is all I can give you. And this is all I can give you. Okay, I understand that. But if it's just, I'm not going to give it to you, then it's a deadbeat.
So if you're an infidel, in other words, right?
Well,
The book says he's worse than an infidel.
You heard
That's what
it
the book say.
You heard the definition here on Talk Radio for deadbeat.
for deadbeat, and I think we all can agree that the definition that David gave us is pretty much a deadbeat. But I'm still gonna say that means you're totally absent too from a child's life, because you can be there and not be there. You
That's
can be
true.
present and still not be there.
So spiritually, morally, you're bankrupt.
Yeah,
Pretty much,
morally,
yeah.
pretty much. You can consider it
bankrupt.
being bankrupt. So,
Right.
with that all being said, it is. I mean, Sunday is Father's Day, and I think you guys are some great fathers, and the unfortunate piece for Mike and myself, we didn't have that father figure in our lives, but I don't think we turned out bad. I think it made us be more of an adult than we are, the way that we wanted to live our lives, and the way we wanted our children to live our lives, than with how we had it growing up. So it's not that my mother didn't try, because it's not that Mike didn't give me something that I grew up with, or teaching me something as a man, that my father didn't do. But it is what it is. Tracy said her sister asked my dad to give her money for school clothes. His response was, "I got priorities."
That's a deadbeat.
That's a deadbeat.
All day long. See, I would say let me say this also on the backside of that deadbeat definition. A man who puts himself in front of his children.
Wait a minute. You got to repeat that. A
You
man
put
that
your
puts
needs and
himself
your desires in front of your children. Himself in front of his children's needs and wants, or it doesn't say needs, right?
Yeah.
considered you're considered to be a deadbeat.
Pleasures, desires. So
You need to get yourself together. Because you need to get to a good zone because you keep cutting in and out. Till you get yourself together.
But that's what it sounds like he's saying, that's the other side of being a deadbeat.
Yeah, I agree.
Derek,
No sacrifice.
I've been out in a minute.
Right.
yeah.
That's basically what I'm
Derek,
saying.
you
No
was getting ready
sacrifice.
to say something. You was getting ready to make a comment on Tracy's what Tracy said, Derek. Oh, I thought you was getting ready to say something because you did like, because she said, when she asked her dad for something, he said, I got priorities, which means when her sister asked her dad for something, he was like, I got priorities. But here's the deal. Why?
Yeah, I want to say something on that. He needs to be dealt with. Take him to the system. He needs to be dealt with.
Take him to the system. Make the system.
Make the system make him work.
So you're saying make the system, force the system into making him pay.
Do what you got to do.
So my other thing is, see, that's the problem with the modern day society right now. Sometimes the system is not going to make you do anything. And sometimes if the system does, that's where the dislike or hatefulness come in between the mother and the father. And at that point, the children don't need to see that because the daddy gonna be mad because the mama made the system pay her. And then when the daddy mad about all of that, the children are gonna see that. So at what point do you come to an agreement or some kind of conclusion or something and understand? Because you trust and believe
somewhere else.
the man ain't happy about paying that money. The man ain't happy about paying that money, and the kids gonna hear about it. They gonna know about it, and they gonna see it.
I get that, but the question is, do you put the kids? Do you put the kids' needs over the fact that he's gonna be mad at you and y'all gonna be arguing back and forth?
Right. And Tracy said my mom did that. She had to give him. They had to have him. They bring him, I guess, from South Carolina to Ohio, and he paid till we got out of college. So I'm with you. If he's not going to do it in a way that we can agree on, then it has to be the hard way, and that should be the last option, obviously. But it has to be done because financially these children have to be paid for, and that needs to come from the father, whether you're in the house or outside of it.
But the thing too is, once again, this is not a sperm donor situation. You were either married to her or you laid down and you had them. You knew you had them.
That's how you log on.
And you wanted to have them, and you had them. Now you're putting yourself in that situation. Now you got to be forced to make payments and do something for your child. When I don't feel like any man should be forced to do something for his children. That's just me.
I didn't have to be forced. I wanted to do for my kids, but I was still forced. And I still do more than what I'm forced to do every single day.
Well, that's called
accountability. That's accountability. And for a lot of men that they're going to be accountable, they don't have to go through a course. And for some of them, they need a little bit of help. That's going to help them. If it's going to help them stay on the straight and narrow, if at least that financial piece, later on down the line, they may jump on board and actually want to physically be there. But kids aren't free.
Yeah. The unfortunate piece is for mothers, some, not all, some, it's called greedy. And it's called,
for sure.
And it's called, I'm going to get back at you. If I can't get you this way, then I'm going to get back in your pockets financially. That's the unfortunate piece. But like at the end of the day, it's about the kids. You've been the father that you can be to your children, regardless to the ratchetness that you got to deal with. Or whatever it is you got to deal with. Just be the man that you can be the best that you can be, to be the best father that you can be, because there's nothing else you can do other than try to be the best that you can be as a dad. That's
What about what my thought was going to be? My thought was going to be, geez, what was it?
I don't
lost
know.
it. Yeah, I lost it. What
So-
about your ideology, right? That you want to be there as a man for your children so you can teach them from your perspective in lieu of someone else teaching them theirs.
Repeat that, brother.
What about teaching from your, let's say we're here today. The men are here on this call. We stay with our children because we wanted to teach our own children yes, hold on, son. We wanted to teach our own children our perspective of life, other than in lieu of another man coming in and teaching them his. When we were successful with what we were taught, right? In lieu of someone else coming in and teaching them something totally different, and that they turn out to be something totally different from what you envision them to be.
But you cannot, and I get that, but there are a lot of men that have stepped into the shoes of another man.
I get that.
And I'll say as a stepfather, and my daughter's dad still being in her life, that still comes with communication between both, because
It's an agreement.
how I was raised is not how he was raised, but we still have to try to raise the baby as one. So
Right.
just finding the common ground on, hey, I don't believe in this, but I don't believe in this. Well, it has to be taught somehow.
But what's the buffer?
Mom, a good mother
Exactly.
is the buffer, because
What's the agreement? Yeah.
if you are a stepfather to your child, the buffer has to be the mother. And when I say that, you have to allow that man that's assisting you and helping you take care of that stepchild. You have to allow them to do things and, to treat your child accordingly, because at the end of the day, they are the buffer. They are the ones that's there with you and that child. So I kudos to you for being a great stepdad, because I know you have, you raised my baby from the time she was little with her cute self. You tell her Aunt Sandy said hello. Tracy said,
I'm reading what she said too.
he said, today I wanted my dad to be a better grandparent than a parent. He said he has a grandson by marriage now whom he adores. This is the kind of stuff that I be talking about. We as women, we get left out because the fathers like that don't want to. Why?
You got to accept the fact that some men, period, are just they don't even deserve the title to be named man. That's pitiful.
Right.
That's absolutely pitiful. That's less than a man, frankly. So he don't even deserve the title of a man to be called a man. Call him an idiot, in other words.
Well, don't get mad.
I also think that we should stop putting those people on pedestal or holding them to a standard where you already
Know what it is.
have,
You know what
have
it is.
messed up the standard for me. I'm not even going to try to let you mess up the standard for my kids.
For sure.
Because
Let me give you a case in point. I can't remember exactly it was in July sometimes in the middle of the Indian Ocean when I was in the Navy, right? That I found out who my father was. And I was 21 years old. That was my 21st birthday present. To find out who my daddy actually was. Then the Negro actually had the audacity to write me and ask me, well, will you bear my name? If I was a cussing man back then, I'd told him, excuse my French, hell no. Well, I'm just saying that's what I want to say. You know what I'm saying? Because I've grown up to be cantaloupe all my life. That's what I'm going to continue to be, because you were absent for 21 years. Then you want to step in. I'm not going to change who I am. I am who I am because of who taught me to be what I am. And the village who taught me and helped me get here to be the man that I am. That's why I'm so adamant about making sure I'm here for mine.
Right.
And to help teach and help them along the way.
Right.
That's what men do. Or
that's what real
fathers do.
Real fathers do.
Yeah.
And I'm going back
And
to
that's old. And that's old school. That's old school traditions, and a lot of our younger generation have lost that. They don't have that, and so that's
Right.
a blessing that that, you know, that you have that you two have that.
And I'm going back to what you said, David. I think a lot of times, unfortunately, we
Mhm.
as women, or we as men, or whoever, children, we do put people on pedestals that we shouldn't put on pedestal. And unfortunately, a lot of these children put their fathers or their dads on a pedestal,
For sure.
and they did nothing for them, and they still putting them on a pedestal. At some point in time, somebody gonna need to step in and tell the truth, you know, and be truthful and be honest to that baby, to that child. It's unfortunate that her dad has somebody that ain't blood that
Mhm.
he's treating accordingly, as though he didn't have no other grandchildren before this one. I mean, that irks my soul right there. That
Right.
where
Right.
he live, Tracy, where he live. Let's pass on and let's go where he live.
Yeah, that's.
She
I
looked
feel her
at
pain on that. That's not good.
himself.
That's not good at all.
She said, "Don't get it twisted. He never been on a pedestal. God bless my sister now with the stepdad when I was 10. See, that's what I'm saying. Because if he ain't stepping in, somebody else will.
For sure.
You know, there's always another positive influence somewhere on the other side, which is a blessing, which is a good thing. Because had you not had that stepdad in your life, Tracy, at the age of 10, where would you be right now?
Was his name
For sure.
McNeil?
Now his name wasn't McNeil, because Tracy.
No, I'm not talking about Tracy's.
Yeah,
I just threw it out as a caveat.
yeah. We know his name was McNeil. We
McNeil.
know his name was Daddy McNeil. You know, we know that's what his name was.
All
Thank
right
God.
now.
Thank God. God rest his soul.
I'm
Daddy McNeil.
telling
My
you.
daddy dead and gone.
I'm telling you.
God rest his soul, because I
Yeah.
tell you
What she said at credence to what we're talking about.
yes. She said, I turned my dad over to God years ago. He is who he is.
For
Tracy,
sure.
I'm with
Hello.
I am so with it. And then my biological dad is still alive. I'm like you, Tracy. The only thing I can do is pray for him and keep it moving. God continue to bless him. Call it a day. Because you know,
You can't make men do things they don't want to do.
you cannot.
It's unfortunate, but you just can't do it.
It's crazy to me.
So don't kill
we
yourself
say-
trying.
Right. But we say happy Father's Day and thank you to all of those fathers. You guys who have joined us on the show. Those who we have global followers here. Happy Father's Day every day. Just like we say to moms is 365, for dads is 365 too. So in a different capacity, but they're still doing their thing. So happy Father's Day to you guys, and we're thankful that you guys are on the show. Tracy said I made sure not to marry a man like him. All right, that's
Girl.
right. Break the generational curse.
What she
Break
said?
that curse.
She said
Break
that she did. She
curse,
did
'cause-
marry a man like him.
Yeah.
So-
Tracy, this is what she said, Mike. She said she did not marry a man like her
A
dad.
man like him.
God
Yes.
bless her. God bless her.
And that's my thing, you know.
And I didn't want to be like mine. That's why I vowed, when I made my vows, I vowed, and we 38, almost 31 years in, I vowed to stay here through thick and thin to make sure that these kids had what they needed.
And
That was my
nobody
vow
gets
to-
married.
That
to
was my
get a
vow to my
divorce.
wife, not to the children, but to my wife.
Right. That's
Nobody
what's
gets
up.
married. Nobody gets married to get a divorce, but it happens. And my take on it is,
I
I don't
agree.
want my child. I do not want my child to marry nobody like her daddy either. I'm putting it out there to the world. I said it. I said it.
That's another topic for another show.
Another topic, another show. You know, no shade, unintended, whatever you want to call it. It don't matter to me. But
So, I mean, let's say
Happy
this too.
Father's Day.
We're appreciative of you because you guys knew when to step back and let men go forward and be fathers. So I tip my hat to you.
here's the deal. Here's the thing. You have to allow them the opportunity to be the father and the man that they should be in their own children's life. You have to.
Yeah.
You cannot block. This is my take on it. A woman should not block a man if he is willing and if he wants to be a part of that child's life. She should allow him to be the father that he wants to be to that child, because at the end of the day, that baby is going to grow up with some animosity towards the dad and the mama, because somebody had control. And the question is, who was in control and why didn't they take control?
And you weren't conceived in our weakest moments in Christ either, okay?
You hear me? And you know, we love the Lord on this show. We speak
For
the
sure,
word.
for sure, for
But
sure.
you know, it is wind down Wednesday. Mine is empty now, but
Mine too.
you know,
I gave it up for Lent in the 1987.
I'm glad.
Hey, we got you covered. We got you covered.
Yeah, we got you
You know,
covered.
I usually always drink water, but for the first time in like 3-4 months, I had some wine, so I'm good.
Hey,
Look,
put a rod in that water, it'll turn to wine.
it sure will. And I did. I put the rod in the water. I sure did. I put that rod all in the water and it turned to wine. I sure did. I sure did. Put that rod right on in there and it turned to wine. But you know, we thank you all for
Yes.
coming on. You know, I love
Love
y'all
y'all.
dearly. You know, I couldn't have got a better crew to come
Wait,
on
wait,
and
so-
talk about
look.
this.
I thought it was
Hey.
Men's Day. Look at this.
Hey, this Father's Day. Get out the way. This ain't about y'all. This ain't about Tuesday. This is not about Tuesday.
Always
This
in the mix.
Did she feed the
is not
babies
your
already?
week.
I'm always in the mix.
It's not your week. Get out the way.
Sam, bam!
You. And I need you to be cooking for my niece, my nephew, and my brother while you playing. That's your role right now.
She do
I
every day.
cook every day.
And
Don't I?
I don't
And
even,
he eats
I don't even
every
live
day.
here, and I come over here every day.
That's what's up.
So look, we appreciate
And you know, Sammy,
y'all.
they said there was always that one.
I take my ownership. David,
I
take
know
it.
that's I know that's right.
You know, he did. I ain't his daddy. I am his auntie, and he did learn some things from me. You know, kudos to his Aunt Sandy too for stepping in at something.
100%.
Right. And we come to the part of the show where we like to give a
Sandy don't
positive
cook no
thought.
day. Somebody say Sandy don't cook every day. Sandy don't cook no day.
I sure don't.
Sure.
Well, I did yesterday.
Shanice, otherwise, I mean, she got to cook. She got babies.
Yeah, I cooked yesterday, but I cooked
I
when I
do.
want.
I do cook. I didn't yesterday. My husband did. So yeah.
Yeah, I cooked yesterday. I mean, I
What?
do, but I ain't
That's
got
why
no
it's 100 degrees in California.
I ain't got no husband. I ain't got no husband to cook for, but you know, I do sometimes cook for my man. You know, whenever you know he requests something, I want to do something. So you know, it is. I still got it in me, brother. I still got it in me. You know, everything ain't a rap. Everything
It ain't going no. It ain't going nowhere.
It ain't going nowhere. That's something my mama taught me because my daddy didn't teach me that. My mama taught me that.
Yeah.
So, at the end of the day, all the way from Los Angeles, California, St. Jude, what y'all call y'all? What y'all call y'all?
Say bye.
What
Say
y'all,
bye.
what y'all live? What part of California?
San Jacinto.
Yeah, San
Say bye.
Antonio.
Here.
We're on the other side
Say
of
bye.
Hey, say bye.
Say bye.
Bye,
Well,
Kyrie.
before we leave, we like to get you all to give us a positive quote. So if you fellas can give us a positive quote, and then I'll give mine, and Sandy will give hers, and then we'll end the show out.
You got to give a positive quote.
Listen while you can, because someday you may not be able to hear.
What you say?
Oh, I love it.
Listen while you can, because someday you may not be able to hear.
All right.
Oh,
David.
easy. My sister had this on a shirt one day. It's good, better, best. Never let it rest until the good is better and the better is best.
All right now.
Okay, let me put that on the shirt for me. So when I come out there, I got it.
Mm-hmm.
Right. That's what's up.
That's
So
what's up.
again, happy Father's Day to our dads. My positive quote is for all our listeners out there is just if there's a positive man in your life around you, whether they're in your household or a coworker, give these men their shouts out. So it's not necessarily a positive quote, but it's a positive quote to me. Give the men the flowers that we always give the women the flowers when it comes to Mother's Day. Give them that respect, give them that time, give them their day. That's my positive quote. It's all about the game.
Absolutely. You know, kudos to all.
Market that one. Market it.
You got to get that one.
Market it.
There's a whole lot of things on here we should have marketed.
Yeah, true. That's it.
Somebody else will probably do them and take them and do something. You know, it's like, but didn't we say that? But anyway, kudos to you guys, and I love you dearly, David. I'm very proud of you and the man that you've become. You know, you got two young boys that are definitely looking up to you. And at the end of the day, whatever you do, make sure you know, as the preacher said the other day, somebody is watching you. And the most important people that are watching you are your children.
Yes, right.
So make sure you continue to be the best man that you can be, the best husband, because that's what Father's Day is really all about. It's being the best man, the best father, the best brother, the best cousin, whatever you can be as a man. Be the best you can be. And Mike, love you too, my brother. I ain't got much to say about you, but I'm gonna wait until later because I'm gonna spill the beans. But I'm proud of you. You and I have a lot in common other than just our moms and our siblings. And you know, we love each other dearly. We talk often. We just don't get to see each other as often as we can because we're all over the world. But thanks for being a great father and a great stepfather, because David picked the mantle up and he saw what was going on with you, raising your children and being a stepfather too. So at the end of the day, I ain't got nothing but love for you. And as I say, and I'm always gonna say, positive in, positive out, and it's always better to give than it is to receive by any means necessary. We love y'all. Thanks for listening. Thanks for tuning in. Happy Father's Day. And
Yes, happy Father's Day. See you next Wednesday.
all y'all got to do is kiss now. Give me a kiss. Give me a kiss on the cheek. Oh, I love you.
You always do that.
I love you,
You always
baby.
do that.
I love
I'm
you.
old school.